The male protagonist's name is Fuyuzora, a powerful psychic who can easily defeat any monster, so he is not afraid of ghosts. Recently, he has just moved to a new city. To save money, Fuyuzora stays at a haunted hot spring inn, the Yuragi Inn. While Fuyuzora is soaking in the hot springs, the ghost from the Yuragi Inn he meets turns out to be a beautiful girl. The beautiful girl finds that Fuyuzora can see her and feels very shy. She manipulates an object to stun Fuyuzora. Fuyuzora is then woken up by the owner of the Yuragi Inn, Shitos. The Yuragi Inn has some guests besides Fuyuzora. For example, Nanko, who drinks a lot of alcohol every day, and Sagiri, a female ninja. There is also a resident Yaya who looks like Catwoman. The room Fuyuzora rents looks empty to most people, but Fuyuzora can see the ghost trapped in this room, Yuuna. Yuuna feels embarrassed that she has just knocked Fuyuzora unconscious. In fact, Yuuna is very happy that Fuyuzora moves into this room. She has to live alone in this room since she became a ghost, so she is very lonely all the time. With Fuyuzora as a company, she will no longer be lonely. Although Yuuna is a ghost, she can touch people and objects because her spiritual power is very strong. When she is frightened or extremely shy, she will use spiritual power uncontrollably. Fuyuzora has just stayed for a day when a monk discovers Yuuna. The monk's job is to destroy all monsters, so he starts attacking Yuuna. But Fuyuzora knows that Yuuna is a good ghost, not an evil one. So he helps Yuuna instead and defeats the monk. In the process, Fuyuzora accidentally touches Yuuna's body. Yuuna feels very shy and accidentally uses her spiritual power to knock Fuyuzora down again. Fuyuzora falls into the hot springs inside the hotel. It happens that the other guests of the hotel are bathing here, so Fuyuzora is beaten up by them again. Fuyuzora's happy life at the Yuragi Inn begins. Soon after, the monk defeated by Fuyuzora returns to the Yuragi Inn with more monks. They want to destroy Yuuna together. But the guests of the Yuragi Inn all have different powerful skills. Ninja Sagiri is good at using powerful ninjutsu, and she has defeated many monks. Nanko is a descendant of yokai. Her power is so great that she can easily lift humans with one hand, and she has also defeated many monks. Yaya is the best friend of the cat god, and she can summon a giant cat god to attack enemies. And the strongest person in the Yuragi Inn is Shitos, who's actually a 1,000-year-old yokai who just looks like a child. Shitos can manipulate luck, but instead of making these monks unfortunate, she makes them very lucky. The monks suddenly receive all kinds of good news, so they don't want to have dangerous fights anymore, and they all go home to enjoy good luck. The crisis ends under everyone's help. Yuuna sleepwalks while sleeping, and Fuyuzora wakes up every day to see Yuuna sleeping on his body in various positions. Yuuna wakes up feeling shy and accidentally throws Fuyuzora out of the room with spiritual power. Sagiri sees the scene and misunderstands Fuyuzora. She also thinks Fuyuzora has done something bad to Yuuna. On this day, Fuyuzora sees a cat in the hotel, and he pets the cat, but the cat turns out to be Yaya, which worsens Sagiri's misunderstanding of Fuyuzora. Sagiri offers to kick Fuyuzora out of the Yuragi Inn. According to the rules of the Yuragi Inn, they need to use table tennis doubles to decide whether Sagiri should be kicked out of the Yuragi Inn. The two sides in this match are Sagiri and Yaya against Fuyuzora and Yuuna. Fuyuzora once studied with a ghost who is a champion ping pong player, so he's good at playing ping pong, but Sagiri is able to use ninjutsu. And she creates a doppelganger that leaves Fuyuzora unsure of how to catch the ball. In order to help Fuyuzora, Yuuna constantly reminds herself of what makes her shy and uses her spiritual power to manipulate the ball to fight back. But soon all the embarrassing things are done being recalled, and Yuuna can no longer use spiritual power. Fuyuzora will lose the game, and Yuuna finally comes up with a way to keep him in the Yuragi Inn. She takes the initiative to let Fuyuzora see her underwear, and then she feels shy and uses her strong spiritual power to help Fuyuzora win the competition. In this way, Fuyuzora continues to stay in the Yuragi Inn and live with Yuuna. After Fuyuzora moves, he also transfers to a local high school. Yuuna is curious about school life and follows Fuyuzora to school. In introducing himself, Fuyuzora earnestly tells others that he is a psychic. All the classmates are laughing at Fuyuzora. Only the prettiest girl in the class, Chizaki, does not mock him. After school, Chizaki turns to Fuyuzora for help, saying that lately she often encounters a strange incident. Her dolls fly through the air on their own. Chizaki is scared, but she doesn't dare tell anyone else because no one would believe her. But Fuyuzora, as a psychic, believes Chizaki's words and promises to help her deal with them. Fuyuzora's only way to fight monsters is to strike with his fists, and he beats all of Chizaki's dolls but finds nothing out of the ordinary. Fuyuzora guesses that something is manipulating the doll from a distance. At night, the dolls fly again and become even more terrifying this time, and they even shred Chizaki's clothes directly. Meanwhile, Fuyuzora shoots the dolls away, and according to the energy of the dolls, spots the person who controls the dolls. To his surprise is a little girl, Koyuzu, who controls Tem. Koyuzu is a Tenuka goblin, and this goblin is considered an adult at the age of 10. When they become adults, they need to enter human society and disguise themselves as human beings. But Koyuzu doesn't know how to transform into a human, so she wants to find a beautiful girl and imitate the girl. So Koyuzu just wants to see Chizaki's body by controlling the doll. Fuyuzora and Yuuna, fearing that Koyuzu would be dangerous to be out on her own, take her back to the Yuragi Inn. After this incident, Chizaki and Fuyuzora become good friends. She is the only one in the class who knows that Fuyuzora is indeed a psychic. Like Fuyuzora, ninjas of Sagiri's sort are also psychics, and their job is to use ninjutsu to destroy evil monsters. In daily life, Sagiri hides her ninja identity and attends Fuyuzora's high school. Although Sagiri has a misunderstanding about Fuyuzora, she asks Fuyuzora for a favor one day. Fuyuzora does not refuse and follows Sagiri to a park outside. Turns out that a monster specializing in attacking couples has recently appeared. Sagiri wants Fuyuzora to pretend to be her boyfriend and lure the monster into appearing. Sagiri and Fuyuzora then succeed in luring out the monsters. This monster can melt clothes. Sagiri and Fuyuzora's clothes are melted by the monster during the battle, but they eventually defeat the monster. Sagiri feels very shy due to the melting of her clothes, but at the same time she is grateful to Fuyuzora, who she finds to be a nice person. Normally, Chitose is responsible for cooking 3 meals at the Yuragi Inn, but recently Chitose needs to be away from the Yuragi Inn for a few days. During this time, the others take turns cooking. Yae, who takes care of the first meal, brings a bunch of cat food. The second meal is taken care of by Nanko, who buys a lot of beers and snacks which are edible but not very suitable for the main meal. The third meal is Yuuna in charge, and although it looks great, she uses the wrong seasoning since Yuuna can't taste the taste of the ingredients. The fourth meal is taken care of by Sagiri, who cooks so poorly that she makes the worst meal of the 2 days. When it is Fuyuzora's turn, he makes a very delicious grilled fish. Everyone is shocked that these grilled fish are so good. It turns out that there is a barbecue master ghost who once taught Fuyuzora how to make the best grilled fish. As a result, since this day, wherever Fuyuzora goes, Yae will follow him even when Fuyuzora is bathing. Fuyuzora rinses Yae with hot water, which scares Yae to scratch Fuyuzora. Later, with the mediation of Yuuna, Fuyuzora and Yae resolve the misunderstanding. And it turns out that Yae wants Fuyuzora to make grilled fish again. Since Yae's personality is cat-like, she is not very expressive and she always follows behind Fuyuzora. Fuyuzora generously makes grilled fish for Yae again, only to find out that Yae doesn't want to eat it herself, but also shares the grilled fish with the cat god. In this way, Fuyuzora and Yae also become very good friends. After that, Yae occasionally follows Fuyuzora, which is also a way for cats to express their affection. Ever since Chizaki learns that Fuyuzora is the real psychic, she is curious about Yuuna the ghost next to Fuyuzora. Yuuna also wants a human friend, so she tries to write to communicate with Chizaki. Chizaki is very happy writing and chatting with Yuuna during class and is criticized by the teacher for this. At the end of class, Yuuna tells Chizaki that she's always wanted to wear her uniform once. If she can touch the uniform, she can turn the clothes on her into a school uniform. So Chizaki lets Yuuna touch her school uniform. As a result, Fuyuzora enters the door while the girls are changing clothes, which makes all 3 feel very shy. Later, they go to the rooftop and Chizaki wants to take a picture with Yuuna. But Yuuna is exactly what a ghost looks like in the photo. Chizaki edits the photo to make Yuuna look cute rather than scary. Yuuna is so happy that she writes her appreciation into characters on Chizaki's hand when Fuyuzora returns to the Yuragi Inn. He meets a manga editor who comes to rush Nanko to deliver 10 manuscripts. It turns out that Nanko is a cartoonist and the next day is the deadline for submission and she still has several pages of manga undrawn. Nanko's work is a romance manga in which she has Fuyuzora play her boyfriend for inspiration, mimicking what it's like to be in love. Nanko asks Fuyuzora to have an intimate interaction with her, which makes Fuyuzora feel very shy. After Nanko gets inspired, she continues to create manga. Nanko drinks almost all the time and only do not drink when drawing manga. After a night of hard work, she finally delivers the manuscript on time. As soon as the paper is delivered, she gets drunk and has another intimate interaction with Fuyuzora. Cheichos, which makes the others feel very shy and surprised. Chitose is usually responsible for cooking and housework, but recently she puts on the junior high school uniform and attends classes in a junior high school. Chitose is very curious about campus life, so she goes to school, but she doesn't want anyone else at the Yuragi Inn to find out. The principal of the junior high school knows Chitose at a very young age, and he is the only person in the school who knows Chitose's identity. With his help, Chitose is able to attend junior school smoothly. Although Chitose looks like a junior high school student, when she is abused by hooligans, she activates her abilities to bring doom to these hooligans. Unfortunately, the hooligans meet Fuyuzora, and he beats up the hooligans. Chitose hides aside and is not identified by Fuyuzora. After all this, she admires Fuyuzora, a passionate, courageous teenager, since the Yuragi Inn is a member of the local Hot Spring Association. Chitose receives a voucher from the Hot Spring Association on this day. This coupon can be used at any hot spring in the association. Chitose gives the coupon to Fuyuzora to take Yuuna to other hot springs for dates. It turns out that dating has always been Yuma's wish, and no boy could accompany Yuuna on a date before, and now Fuyuzora can accompany her. Later they go to another hot spring, and before entering, Fuyuzora needs to choose a swimsuit for Yuuna. Both of them are very shy during the process, but in the end Yuuna buys the swimsuit she wants. But then, while playing on the water slide, Yuuna's swimsuit is accidentally washed away by the current. After Fuyuzora carries Yuuna down the slide due to extreme shyness, Yuuna's spiritual power uncontrollably creates a huge splash. But regardless of the process, it's a delightful date for Yuuna. And that's the end of the video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.